Okay, welcome back to part 2 of my Secret of Scarlet Hand walkthrough. We just called Keep It Real Restoration. We found out that Beech Hill ordered a lot of mercuric sulfide. So that's kind of interesting. Because the handprint here was made with that. So now we're going to go back to Nancy's hotel. And we're going to call our friends. And update them on the case. Okay. It's so cute that Nancy has a laptop with Togo. So cute. Now we also have this floppy disk of Sonny Joon's. And it requires a password. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But first, let's call Bess and George.
Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's me, Nancy. What's new?
It's pouring rain. George and I are in the middle of a heated game of Go Fish, and I'm winning.
Don't believe a word she says, Nancy. Last hand, I made mincemeat out of her.
Anyway, we don't want to make you homesick. How's the internship going?
Everything was going great until someone broke into a display case and stole one of the museum's most valuable artifacts. A jade carving of King Pacal.
Who was King Pacal?
He's considered one of the great Maya rulers. He reigned at the height of the Maya civilization.
So what happened?
Well, apparently the civilization was never quite the same after he died.
No, silly, with the theft. What happened with the theft?
Who are your suspects?
Do you have any clues?
Easy, ladies. Let's just say that so far, I have more questions than I do answers. But don't worry, I'm on the case.
There goes your low-key internship.
Honestly, Nancy, it never will cease to amaze me how one girl can cross paths with so much trouble.
Have you seen anything in the papers about Beech Hill getting the deal with Mexico to display the Palenque monolith?
The who?
The monolith. It's a giant block of stone recently excavated from a cave near Palenque in Mexico. Apparently it's a very big deal. They think it's 1,500 years old.
So, have you seen it? This, monolith?
Yeah, it's humongous. Must weigh a ton.
Like how big? As big as a refrigerator?
Maybe Bigfoot's refrigerator.
Sorry, Nancy, but how would a person tell this monolith apart from, say, some other big rock?
Well, for one thing, it has Maya glyphs carved into it.
Glyphs?
Pictures that represent words or ideas, also known as logographs. Joanna says the glyphs might be a message from King Pacal.
What kind of message?
We don't know yet. Henrik Vanderheun, Beech Hill's epigrapher, is working on a translation. I don't know what to make of Alejandro del Rio, the attaché to the Mexican consulate.
What's his connection to Beech Hill?
Right now, he's negotiating the monolith loan agreement between Mexico and the museum.
And what's your confusion? Something to do with dashing good looks, I hope.
Well, he is a little bit handsome, but he also seems very angry about all the Mexican antiquities his country has lost over the years.
How have they been lost?
They've been taken by explorers and archaeologists and smugglers. I guess the laws have only recently changed to protect Mexico's rights to its own antiquities.
Well, it sounds like he has a legitimate gripe.
Yes, but I got the feeling he would do just about anything to get an artifact returned to Mexico.
What do you mean, anything?
That's what I'm not sure of.
Well, let's hope he's just a big talker and not a bona fide vigilante.
Somehow, Joanna has gotten the museum into some financial hot water.
How'd she do that?
Yeah, and how hot's the water?
It's all very vague. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I mean, maybe she just overextended the budget a little in her effort to acquire the best artifacts for the museum, but
even if her intentions were good...
She may be feeling a little desperate to make some money back quickly.
Desperate enough to steal the Pacal carving, sell it on the black market, and collect the insurance on it too?
I know she loves the museum, Who knows what she'd do if she were afraid of losing her job.
She's a suspect.
Definitely a suspect.
Ever since the theft, I haven't been able to find Henrik anywhere.
That's odd. Has anyone else seen him?
If they have, they sure aren't telling me.
Nancy, do you think he's the thief?
I can't imagine that.
Maybe he's just an accomplice. Maybe he loosened security somehow to make the thief's job easier.
It's possible, but Henrik seems to care so much about his work. Why would he want to hurt the museum?
Maybe he cares a little too much.
She's right, Nancy. I'd give him the 3rd degree if I were you. Whenever he shows up again, that is.
Detective Drew, requesting hint, please.
Think, Nancy. You've seen the evidence for Sonny's password.
You've stared right into its chocolatey face.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
Bye! See ya!
Okay, let's call Franklin Rose back.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, hello. Do you have any news?
Not really, but something tells me this case is going to get complicated.
Oh, Nancy, you zero in on a case like a heat-seeking missile, don't you? I feel so much better knowing you're going to follow up on every lead. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so Bess and George said chocolatey, so maybe Cocoa Kringle? Ah, there we go. Stuff to do. So there's some hints for the narration. Stuff to remember. Okay. Some notes that might come in handy here. Let's see. Stuff to forget. Stuff to work on. And here's Nancy's notes right here. I love that she says, why is everyone's phone prefix is 555? Oh. Check and see what time it is. It's like noon. Guess we can go back to the museum. Or let's go talk to Alejandro.
Hello, Nancy.
Why did Mexico choose to lend the monolith to Beech Hill and not some other museum?
Johanna Riggs outbid everyone. I had no idea a small museum like Beech Hill could afford such an expensive arrangement.
Have you heard? The Pacal carving was stolen from the museum.
Well, I heard the alarms going off, but it wasn't until Henrik called me that I heard the news.
So, you were in the museum at the time?
I was dropping off the monolith agreement for Johanna as I said I would.
And you didn't stop to see what was going on?
I was running late. I just figured somebody tripped a wire and I kept going. Whew.
I'll need to alert the police so they can ask you some questions.
I have diplomatic immunity, so I do not have to answer any questions. But I will, because I have nothing to hide.
Don't you care about the disappearance of such a rare Maya artifact?
That artifact was lost to me as soon as it left Mexican soil. So my friend Pacal goes underground for a while until he is sold again. Suddenly, he turns up in Amsterdam or Hong Kong. Unless he is rightfully repatriated to Mexico, what's the difference?
Do you consider Henrik a conquistador, along with Joanna Riggs and Sinclair?
Henrik is a student of my culture and my heritage. Not trying to buy and sell it. We don't agree on everything, especially not baseball, but I have nothing against him.
Do you know much about Maya glyphs?
You've got me there. I know Spanish, English, Portuguese, and several indigenous languages, including Quiche and Nahuatl, but I have yet to learn the language of glyphs.
Do you know what cinnabar is?
The red powder that the Maya used? Sure, I know it. They use it at Beech Hill too, do they not?
Cinnabar was used to make the red handprint that was left at the scene of the Pacal theft.
What is your point?
I think Joanna may have been less than truthful with me.
Have you called the police?
I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Of course. Sister Joanna couldn't possibly be a thief now, could she?
I should get back to the museum.
Goodbye.
So Alejandro was at the museum at the time of the theft. Not good.
It's a fiasco, just as I feared. Oh, I'm sick about the whole thing.
I see you've spoken with Joanna.
I was in the museum when it happened.
Have you spoken to the police?
I told them everything I know. I mean, I coughed up my brains right there on the table.
Did you hear? The thief left a glyph message with a red handprint on it.
That awful red hand was left on Prudence Rutherford's jewelry box in Topeka, and on the display case in the museum in New Mexico. What's the chance they're not connected?
What's the name of the museum in New Mexico?
The Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. They had a beautiful collection up there, worth a bundle, too. I appraised some pieces for them a few years back.
Do you know Prudence Rutherford personally?
Oh, we saw each other at functions now and then. Poor Prudence. She adored that necklace.
Why do you think the thief is leaving this red handprint?
To be a gruesome scoundrel?
The Pacal thief's glyph message translates to, "The magician suffers yellow death." What in the world do you think that means?
You've got me there.
I'd better get going.
See you around.
Well, let's go back to the hotel. And I'm gonna try and call Franklin again.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
I need to contact a woman named Prudence Rutherford. I noticed she's on the board of the Topeka Commission for the Arts, and that they've donated money to Beech Hill. Any idea how I might track her down?
Well, you're in luck. It so happens that Prudence and I sat on the panel of judges for the Kansas Speak No Evil Mime competition for 3 years in a row. Back when I lived in Wichita. How's that for a small world?
That's so random, a mime judging competition.
Dad never told me you lived in Wichita.
Indeed I did. I haven't talked to Prudence in about 10 years. But let's see if I still have her in this old dinosaur of a Rolodex. Ah, yes, here we go. Got a pen? It's area code 785-555-7279. What's this all about?
Miss Rutherford had a necklace with a Maya artifact stolen right out of her home. I'm trying to see if there's any connection between these robberies.
Ha! You're a real pro, Nancy. Say, why don't I call ahead and let Prudence know what's going on? That way I can say hello, and she'll be expecting you.
That would be great, Mr. Rose.
Not a problem, dear.
Okay, so now, gonna reset the clock here. Nancy's super loud alarm clock. And we'll go back to the museum at like 9 in the morning. Okay. Okay. Guess we can talk to Joanna real quick. Oh, or maybe not. Looks like she's gone. See what she's been looking at. Pottery shards. Shipping and receiving. And I don't know if there's anything else we can really look at on her desk. There's a key, though. That ought to come in handy. Let's go back over here. We'll go work on temple puzzles. For Henrik, maybe. Actually, I think I need to go into the lab. Oh, God.
Henrik! Henrik!
Poor Henrik. Oh my gosh.
Amnesia? Wow. Henrik must have taken a real nosedive off that pyramid.
Do you think he just fell, Nancy?
Or was he pushed?
Sounds like you need to find out about hospital visiting hours.
Yeah, but you'd better get the lowdown from Joanna first.
George is right. She is your supervisor, after all.
Dang. We'll go back to the museum and talk to Joanna. That always scares me whenever Henrik falls off the temple. It's like that, and when the initial robbery happens. Okay. I have a feeling Joanna may not be here. Yeah, she's still not here. Let's go back to the scene of the crime. The second crime. Henrik fell. Luckily, there's not much of a mess left behind. Poor guy. We can poke around in his stuff now that he's gone. Let's see.
It's locked.
It's locked. Of course it is, Nancy. Yeah, I won't mess with the ham radio till I know what I'm doing. Let's see. Oh, is there another note? Nancy, the police called. They want me to go down to the station for further questioning. Something about an anonymous tip. Do I have time for this? No. Hold down the fort while I'm gone. Joanna. Ooh, that's not good. I guess we need to
You have
call...
voicemail. Press 0 to retrieve messages. Press 9 for an outside line.
May have to call Franklin Rose again.
This message is for Nancy Drew. Hi, Nancy. This is Nurse Bluefoot calling from Eleanor Roosevelt Memorial Hospital in regards to Henrik Vanderheun. I believe you're a colleague of his? Since Mr. Vanderheun was admitted, he has repeated your name several times in states of semi-consciousness. As we've been unable to contact any of his family members, we're hoping you might be willing to act as Henrik's support person as he begins the difficult process of restoring his memory. Please call me as soon as possible to discuss this. My direct line is 202-555-4000. Thank you.
Nancy, it's Joanna.
The police are done giving me the 3rd degree, but now the board has suspended me. To make a long story short, I'm forbidden to set foot in the museum. Could you please call Franklin Rose and try to reason with him? If we don't get a move on, this exhibit is going straight down the tubes.
To replay messages, press 0. Press 9 for an outside line.
Okay. Well, let's call Nurse Bluefoot really quickly. And I believe his number is 4,000.
This is Nurse Bluefoot.
Nurse Bluefoot, this is Nancy Drew. You left me a message regarding Henrik Vanderheun. How is he?
Nancy Drew? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I'm so relieved. We've been unable to locate any family members, and we do like amnesia patients to have at least one personal support person when they begin reality orientation.
Can you explain the amnesia?
Henrik is suffering from an acute case of post-traumatic retrograde amnesia. At the moment, he is unable to recall even the most basic autobiographical facts, from his name and address to his birthday and shoe size. He can't access the details of his personal history or events leading up to his accident.
Has he lost his memory for good?
Henrik has not actually lost his memory. It's just that his brain is injured in such a way that he can't access the place where the memories are stored.
I see. So we need to help him find the trail of crumbs. Is that it?
Exactly. First, we do repetitive memory exercises to help Henrik relearn the basic facts, like his name and address, the name of his parakeet, if he has one, the date, and so on. Second, we try to stimulate Henrik's sensory memories in order to help trigger or find the way back to his cognitive memories.
Where do I come in?
You can't help Henrik remember his childhood, but you can probably help him remember his work, and who knows where that will take him. All roads lead to Rome, as they say. One great tool is the Reality Orientation Board. This is a place to post information and pictures for the patient to look at over a period of time. You may want to bring in images or photos to place on the board. Things from the museum, perhaps.
I see. Well, I'll be happy to help in any way I can. When are visiting hours?
Visiting hours are 10 to 4 every day, if the patient is not engaged in treatment and if he seems stable.
Great. Is there anything else?
Just remember, Henrik's brain has been knocked around like a peanut in its shell. He may have attention difficulties, headaches, anxiety. Sometimes he may seem giddy, too. We need to keep these conditions in check. Don't push him too hard, or he may have some kind of meltdown.
Well, the last thing we want is a meltdown. I'll go easy on him.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's call Franklin Rose.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, you must be psychic. I was just getting ready to call you myself.
Oh, really? Why?
I feel I should apologize for the situation that's going on at the museum, dear. I really did think we were setting you up with a nice little internship, a breather from your casework, but instead it looks like we've fed you to the lions.
Well, in all my travels, I still haven't found a mystery-free zone, Mr. Rose.
Speaking of travel, I got a postcard from your father in Ouagadougou. Apparently, Burkina Faso has become the cultural darling of West Africa. He must be having quite an adventure.
Like father, like daughter. Anyway, Mr. Rose, I'm calling about Joanna.
I think I know what you're going to say, Nancy. Let me be frank. Joanna Riggs has been in the doghouse with the board for months. Her thirst for acclaim has led her to gamble the future and the reputation of Beech Hill time and again. Now that we've lost the Pacal carving, one of our most notable pieces, well, she's just got to be stopped.
I know you're upset, but the Pacal theft is not what it seems.
It's not your job to defend her, Nancy. Even if she didn't steal the Pacal herself, how is it that she let this crime happen right under her nose? Did she want the insurance money? Is she mixed up with the black market? Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. That's Shakespeare.
I have reason to believe that there's another explanation.
Look, I've got a client waiting, Nancy. What we need now is for you to take up the slack. I've spoken to the rest of the board, and we've agreed that the best thing is to put you in charge.
Oh, Mr. Rose, I'm not qualified to be a curator. I don't have the experience.
Maybe not, but you are the best qualified detective I know, which is just what we need right now. We're counting on you to catch this thief red-handed. Ha ha. Just kidding, kiddo. If you can get the Pacal back, we'll see about giving Ms. Riggs another chance. That seems fair, doesn't it?
It's a deal, Mr. Rose.
Bye, kiddo.
Well, looks like Nancy's officially on her own. No Henrik, no Joanna. Just running a museum single-handedly at 18 years old. Okay, so it's now... Okay, we can go visit Henrik, because I think Nurse Bluefoot said the visiting hours were like 10 to 4, so we'll go to the hospital.
You look familiar. Is it time for my snack?
Hi, Henrik. I'm Nancy. We met at Beech Hill before your head injury.
Beech Hill?
Beech Hill is a museum here in Washington, D.C. The curator's name is Joanna Riggs. You were working there, and that's where your accident happened. Do you remember anything about the accident?
Joanna Riggs. Is that the woman who called to pick my brain for an access code?
What access code would that be?
Where in my poor banged-up head would I be keeping access codes? I don't even remember my own birthday. So if you're here to squeeze me for details, you're wasting your time.
Actually, Nurse Bluefoot thinks with regular visits, I may be able to help you get your memory back more quickly.
How, pray tell, do you intend to do that?
Nurse Bluefoot says that visual aids often help to trigger memories.
Pictures? Well, isn't this nice?
Come on, Henrik. You'll feel much better once things start coming back to you. I've got a picture with me if you'd like to give it a try.
Fine, I'll do it.
Great. These are Maya glyphs, like the ones you used to translate. Now, don't be upset if you don't know how to read them anymore. I can tell you what they mean.
I know what they mean, dear. I wrote them.
I'm sure you have written them at one time or another in your career. So, what do you think this is all about? The magician suffers yellow death.
Your translator is Floppy. I should know. I am the author of the original work.
The author? What are you talking about?
That first glyph is the fool, not the magician. Furthermore, any decent epigrapher knows those glyphs refer to the infamous plague of oozing hives. A fitting curse for a fool, don't you think? I rather like it.
Henrik, this note was found at a crime scene. Are you telling me you left it there?
I don't remember.
I'm investigating the theft of the Pacal carving. Please, Henrik, try to remember something.
Who in the world is Pacal? Oh, my head. Oh, the pressure. I can't take any more today, Nancy.
Okay. It's time for some memory therapy. Nancy, could you come back tomorrow?
Reality orientation in progress. I feel like I have to do that myself at least once a week. Okay, so that's an interesting development. Henrik saying that he left the handprint and wrote the note with mind glyphs. So, is that just the amnesia talking? Or did he really do that? So let's go see Taylor Sinclair.
Any news?
I need a photo of the Pacal carving. Do you have one?
Joanna took the official print for her insurance claim, but I have a couple extras. Here you go. Keep up the good work. Any news?
There was an incident at the museum. Henrik is in the hospital with a head injury.
Poor Henrik. Another squabble between him and Joanna, perhaps? Oh, I'm kidding, but I do remember the time she threatened to push him in the pond. Temper, temper, I'm always telling her.
I'd better get going.
See you around.
Well, according to Taylor, Henrik and Joanna didn't get along all that well. It's interesting. Let's go back to the museum. We'll go try and call the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. Because according to Taylor, they had some stuff stolen too. Let's see. So, I think...
You have no voicemail. Press 9 for an outside line.
I think their number is 1-505-555-1222. Dang it, let's try again. 505-555-1. Maybe we have to call from the hotel phone. I forget that you can only call from certain phones in this game. Like, you have to call Bess and George on the hotel phone, and you can only call certain people on certain ones. So, let's go back to the hotel. Get myself a sip of sweet tea. I'm thirsty. I love Nancy's generic hotel, the Colonial Hotel. You know, I wonder if they named it that because of all the colonization in this game. You know, we're talking about people taking artifacts from countries that they rightfully belong to. Kind of interesting. Okay, let's see. 1-505-555-1222. I wish this game would put more of the phone numbers like here. This is kind of another thing
Chaco
that's
Canyon
hard.
Cultural Center.
Hi, I'm hoping to speak to someone about the theft that happened there recently.
Are you the press?
No, I'm a detective investigating a similar crime in Washington, D.C.
This is Sheila Schultz, the director. What would you like to know?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from the Beech Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I understand you had some rare Maya artifacts stolen recently.
That's right. It's a terrible loss, and the police here have no leads.
Beech Hill was robbed, too. We lost one of our prized jade carvings.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm wondering if the robberies are connected. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the incident at Chaco Canyon?
Fire away.
You know, it's funny. That woman said her name was Sheila, but I'm pretty sure this is the same voice actress as Fatima from Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Let's see. I'm going to pick this one.
I heard the thief left a red handprint at the scene of the crime. Is that true?
Yes. It was very gruesome. It looked like blood, but according to the police analysis, the print was made with a mercuric sulfide paste.
Do you know of any symbolic meaning attached to a red hand?
Don't walk, don't go there, talk to the hand, as my 15-year-old would say? Really, I haven't the slightest idea.
What types of artifacts did the thief get away with?
Only the center's most prized pieces. The case contained 5 pre-Columbian artifacts that were excavated right from this area.
Do you have a list of the stolen pieces?
I know those pieces like the back of my hand. There were 3 pottery pieces, a small stone figurine with a snake head, and an ornamental jade carving.
I'm interested in the jade carving. What did it look like?
It was highly unusual. There was a glyph on it that no one could translate. Until we hired Henrik Vanderheun, that is. His opinion was that it's Mayan in origin, and that it may have been a place name glyph for this area. As you can imagine, we regarded it as something of a regional treasure.
Could you send me a photo of that jade carving so I can take a look at the glyph?
I'm afraid I sent our only print off to the insurance company. They said they'd return it, but who knows when our claim will be processed. I'm sorry.
Thanks a million, Sheila.
Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
Okay, let's call Bess and George.
Hello?
It's me again.
Nancy Drew, you will never guess who the cat just dragged in.
Who?
Frank and Joe Hardy.
You're kidding. I haven't talked to those two in months.
Let me tell you, they're as cute as ever. George and I were just telling them about your latest case, and, judging by the way they're hovering around me at the moment, I think they want to say hello.
Sure, put them on.
Hi, Nancy, it's Frank.
Frank Hardy, what in the world are you doing in River Heights?
Well, Joe and I just finished up a case out west, and we're taking a few days to drive back to Bayport. So we stopped in River Heights to say hello to our favorite girls.
Well, that's awfully sweet of you.
We should have known you'd be out there chasing trouble.
Joe, is that you?
The one and only. How's it going, Nancy?
Oh, just knee-deep in another case. You know the feeling.
Do we ever? There's one around every corner, isn't there?
You can say that again.
There's one around every corner, isn't there?
All right, Joe. Cheeky as ever, I see.
It's the secret of my irresistible charm.
Oh, brother. Listen, Nancy, we're taking off again tomorrow, but if you want to talk shop about this case, why don't you give us a call on the car phone? The number is 973-555-3393.
Sounds great. I'll do that.
Go get him, Nancy.
Good luck.
I love that they said, call us on our car phone. Okay, let's set the alarm to tomorrow. Let's say 10 a.m. And we can try and call maybe Prudence Rutherford. I don't know if she's gonna answer. Let's see. Her number is like
1-785-555-7279. Yes, hello?
Hi, this is Nancy Drew, calling from Washington, D.C. I'm trying to reach Prudence Rutherford, please.
Oh, yes. Franklin told me you'd be calling. Such dreadful news about Beech Hill. I will do everything in my power to help you catch those rapscallions. To think how they violated the sanctity of my domicile. Good heavens.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss. What can you tell me about the necklace?
I can't even think about it. Oh, just the very thought of my precious necklace gone, stranded, orphaned, and in the hands of some dirty stranger makes my blood boil.
Was the necklace a gift?
I inherited it from my mother-in-law. But you see, the necklace means much more to me than just a handful of priceless rubies.
More? In what way?
I had the necklace restrung to include an exquisite jade carving as the centerpiece, a genuine artifact of the ancient Maya. The carving is not only one of a kind, but a Rutherford family heirloom given to me by my great-grandfather when I was just a little girl.
What does the Jade piece look like?
It features a rare glyph. No one's been able to give me a precise translation, but most epigraphers have agreed that it has something to do with a snake, the color green, and the direction south. It's terribly fascinating.
About the theft, where were you when it took place?
At 3 a.m.? Well, I was home, of course. Lost in sweet slumber. I don't grace the social circuit the way I used to. That brazen fiend crept right into the bedroom and took my necklace away. Where was I? Picking peaches in the fruit-laden orchards of my dreams. I feel like such a fool.
Was anything else taken besides the necklace?
Nothing. Not even my brand new Dada. Synesthetic, interactive, organic journey? Ha! I always knew Dada was overrated. One moment, dear. Off! Off the sofa, you nasty beast! Now! What are you doing? What did I say about the sofa? Bad, bad, naughty bad! I'm sorry, dear. What was I saying?
About the theft.
Oh, yes! Oh, they must have known. The rest of my valuables were left untouched. Frankly, I don't know whether to be grateful or insulted.
What about evidence?
The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was this positively ghoulish red handprint on the wall. I nearly jumped out of my skin.
A red handprint was left at the scene of the crime at Beech Hill, too. Ms. Rutherford, I'm almost certain that these robberies were committed by the same person.
But why? What is so special about these carvings?
Miss Rutherford, it would be so helpful if I knew exactly what your carving looked like. Could you send me a picture that shows it in detail?
I can do better than a photo. The insurance company made this dreadful replica of the necklace with the idea that I would wear such a thing to public functions. Please. But I could send that to you if you'd like.
Oh, that would be wonderful. How soon could you have it here?
You'll have it tomorrow or the next day. My secretary will have the address of the museum. Now, if that is all you would require, young lady, I will need to attend to other pressing matters.
Thanks a million, Miss Rutherford. I won't let you down.
Call me Prudence. Oh, and Nancy, when you find the villains who did this to me, do me a favor and give them a sound thrashing.
I sure will. Goodbye.
Prudence Rutherford's voice cracks me up. Give them a sound thrashing. Let's see. Well, we accomplished that. We finally got to talk to her. Let's go see if Henrik can have more visitors. We can show him this picture that we've got here. Go ahead and put it up here.
Well, look who it is.
Ready to do some memory work, Henrik? I brought you a picture. This will help you to remember.
That face. He's as familiar as my own feet.
Do you know his name?
Pacal. Nancy, this is the stolen carving, isn't it? And I'm the one who took it. I must have. But why? Oh, Pacal. What could I have meant by this?
Think, Henrik. Where's the carving now?
I can't remember.
Easy, Henrik. The answers are in your head. You just need to find them.
It's still in the museum.
Why would you break into the display case and steal the carving only to leave it in the museum?
To protect him. I had to protect him. Oh, Pacal. Something is going on at that museum, a devious plot. I was the only one who could stand in the way.
What kind of plot?
Forgive me, Nancy, but when I woke up in this hospital bed, I didn't even know my own name. Perhaps the only thing I can offer you is this key. It was found in one of my pockets when I was brought in.
Do you know what lock it belongs to?
I haven't a clue. Take the key now, Nancy. Find out what it opens and return to me, please, with some answers.
You can count on me, Henrik.
In the meantime, I'll sit with my friend Pacal and see if he will tell me anything new. You must keep this to yourself for now. It's your only hope of getting to the bottom of this.
One of the pieces that was stolen from the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center was a jade carving with an unusual glyph on it. Do you remember translating it?
I can't remember.
Did you use Joanna's name last week to place an order for Cinnabar with Keep It Real Restoration?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
Do you have anything against Joanna?
Who knows?
Henrik, I need to know where you put the Pacal carving.
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
Also, it's kind of funny. The guy who voice acts Henrik is the same voice actor who did Brady Armstrong's voice in the Final Scene game. The game right before this. But, yeah, we will break right here, and I will see you guys again in just a second for part 3 of my Secret of the Scarlet Hand walkthrough.